guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. So Nicki Minaj gets used yet again. So Ice Spice was caught liking Nicki Minaj's Met pictures, okay, which she looked fantastic at the Met. Everybody's talking about it. But after her friend Baby Stormy has exposed her text messages, which some people think are fake. I think that the text messages are real, okay? Because I feel like if it was fake and all the allegations that are against Ice Spice and what Baby Stormy has said, called her a colorist, basically says she talked junk about, Nicki Minaj and how she don't like Cleopatra, which was, allegedly her best friend. I feel like Ice Spice would have definitely came out and said, these are false, okay? Because that went viral. If I was Ice Spice, I would have said, these allegations are false, especially if somebody is saying that I'm talking about, Nicki Minaj, my best friend Cleo, and all these different people and calling me a colorist. I definitely would have, spoken out about that if I'm on Ice Spice level. But the fact that she kept quiet lets me know there's some truth to these text messages. So with that being said, a lot of fans feel like Ice Spice is using Nicki Minaj and she's really liking these pictures because she got a new single coming out tomorrow. Okay? And I honestly agree. I think Ice Spice is pulling the old Doja Cat formula. Doja Cat used to do this all the time. She only stopped because it's evident now that Nicki Minaj don't fool with her, especially after it was revealed that she took back her verse for the Cowgirl collaboration, which was on Pink Friday 2. So now that it's evident that it was her that took back her verse, and Nicki Minaj has been throwing a lot of shade at Doja, she can't really pretend like she likes Nicki Minaj anymore, okay? But I think Ice Spice is using that Doja Cat formula where she's going to try to pretend like she liked Nicki Minaj so that the Barbs can still support her new music. Now, Nicki Minaj, she performed at Gag City, New Orleans, and she brung out Lloyd, okay, to perform Bedrock, okay? And then he performed his own songs, while she did her changes for her outfits. I was actually pretty shocked she didn't bring out Wayne. I was very shocked. I was like, Wayne for sure gonna come out. But Wayne did not come out. But having Lloyd there is actually a smart move because, Bedrock is a classic. And you can tell he was appreciative of her bringing him on stage because there were also videos showing of him actually giving her, some flowers. And I also believe Jeremiah did the same thing. Jeremiah did the same thing where he gave Nicki Minaj flowers because Nicki Minaj is bringing out artists that are popping, okay? And then some artists that, may not get the recognition that they deserve. And that would be Jeremiah and Lloyd, okay? Because, other artists don't really bring them out like that. They don't get the recognition that they deserve for the R&B music and the songs that they have written, because they're not as relevant as they used to be. But Nicki Minaj don't care about that. Nicki Minaj brings out people who she mess with. She don't have to necessarily be popular or whatnot. I mean, she did the same thing with 50 Cent. 50 Cent right now musically is not relevant, but she still let him perform twice. Now, moving on, Doja Cat has been named the new version or the female version of Kanye West, okay? Because they feel like her music and fashion compares to Kanye West. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Absolutely, positively not. The bald head scallywag will never be on Kanye's level. Now, Kanye's fourth album was 808 and Heartbreak, and that's a classic. Most of Kanye's albums are classics. Doja Cat, to me, only got one, and that's Planet Her. Okay? No shade, she cannot compare to Kanye when it comes to the music. Now, fashion-wise, they try to do like the shock value when it comes to fashion. So I can see why people, compare Doja to Kanye West when it comes to fashion, because she be dressing like his wife. That dumb lady that be walking around with Kanye, she dressed just like that girl. But other than that, they don't have much in common. And also, Kanye embraces the newer artists, and he's not such on his high horse that he don't want to do collaborations like, Doja Badu. Doja Lamar thinks that she's better than everybody, so she don't need to do collaborations, especially when it comes to black artists. Kanye West never acted like that. Now, is Botch and Bitter gonna get blackballed from Vogue? So Botch and Bitter went to the Met, looked like Ursula with many faces, a hot mess, dressed up for her own funeral because that career is over. And an interview at the Met is going viral of Botch and Bitter not knowing the person that designed her dress name. Okay, let's take a listen.
You feel amazing? Who made this?
I feel amazing. It's this amazing designer. They're Asian and everything. So yeah.
So the former director of Vogue, Gilbert Chi, commented under the video and said, "For the record and recognition and no thanks to Cardi B is Sen Lee, who's Chinese. The gown took 2 months to make, and I personally think it's boring and not even on theme, but she chose it and should have at least remembered his name and not just say he's Asian." Okay, so but with that being said, of course, she took to social media to go on another rant instead of just apologizing.
I see a former director of Vogue trying to be funny, or like maybe because he felt offended about something or whatever. And I see a lot of you guys fake gagging on Twitter. But I want to make this very clear, right? First thing first, when I was on the carpet, I was very scared because the dress was supposed to be like on a little podium, and I've been practicing how to pose on the podium, but at the carpet I wasn't allowed to use the podium, so I had a lot of things on my mind, and I was being rushed to the front of the line. So when I was getting interviewed, I kind of forgot to pronounce the designer's name because his name is a little bit complicated. So I was like, damn, how to pronounce his name? Like my mind was just racing. I think the former director of Vogue, he got offended because I said Asian designer. I said Asian designer because I know that the designer was Asian, but I wasn't sure what nationality the designer was. And I feel like it's offensive if I was to be like, oh, some Chinese designer or some Korean designer. Or I didn't say that to be offensive or to get your little Speedos in a bunch. As a person that work in fashion, I feel like the designer and my stylist, we work really hard for this theme. So for you to be kind of shady because you feel offended or whatever, it just proves why you're the former director. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're trying to offend me, but you're actually offending the people that work behind the scenes. You're actually offending the people that spend hours and hours on phone calls and on Zooms and money on this design just because you got offended by a comment that I made without you not even knowing why I said it, how I said it.
Now, a young lady that works at Meta exposed Botch and Bitter and said, well, Botch and Bitter wasn't officially invited by Vogue to the Met. She was yet again invited by Instagram, who had a sponsored table and was then approved by Vogue to attend. Having worked at Meta, specifically on the Met Gala, I know how it works. She's been invited by Instagram 3 years in the running. And there are pictures to prove that she was invited by Instagram because they invited a bunch of different influencers and, some newer artists like Tyla to the Met. And they all had to take a group picture. And then also Botch and Bitter had a seat next to Angela Reese, I believe her name is. and they were taking videos with each other. So she wasn't even directly invited by Vogue because they consider her like an influencer. She's not really an A-list celebrity to them, which is even more embarrassing. And then she also had to delete that video she posted, even though I already screen recorded it. Because she didn't want to get blackballed. See, the guy that she was talking about, Gilbert Chi, still has a lot of pull in the fashion industry. Now, moving on to JT, fans want JT to diss Suki with the loose coochie, okay? In the OK remix, since Suki with the loose coochie put out a diss record for JT called Cocaine, and she did go in on JT. So a lot of fans are saying that she does need to respond, and use it to benefit her single OK, because OK recently has charted on the Hot 100. My opinion, I feel like the song OK is losing hype. You know, the steam is not there anymore. So I definitely think that she should put out a remix in the next few weeks. With some shots thrown at Sukihana, but also call up Sexy Red. Okay, see if Nicki will give you a verse. You need to call up Gucci, whoever you need to call to get the song to be a hit, because I feel like, you know, because of the Champagne Thickums and Kung Fu Kenny beat, nobody's really talking about JT anymore when it comes to the OK record. And this is why she should have steered away from the drama, because now the drama overshadows the music. Okay, that's why everybody's doing diss records now, because that's the only time people really want to pay attention. Now, Cowboy Carter by Queen Bee has reached 1 billion streams on Paylify. It's her 9th and fastest album to achieve this. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Here's my thing with Cowboy Carter. You know, at first I loved the album, but I feel like this album don't have a lot of longevity like Renaissance. You know, at first I loved this album when it first came out. Now I'm not crazy about the album. Now I feel like it's kind of losing steam too. Like, I'm like, are people still listening to Cowboy Carter? I know it's still on the charts, the album charts, but that must be because of Texas boredom or payola, because I really don't hear people talking about Cowboy Carter like that no more. I'm not even listening to Cowboy Carter anymore. It's no longer my playlist. You know, Tyrant was cute, but I took that out. You know, no shade of Queen Bee, but she might want to release Act 3, because, you know, Cowboy Carter, you know, it was good for that first week, but now people don't care. And it looks like Ice Spice is paying homage to Nicki Minaj. She dropped the teaser to her new single, Give Me a Light. And it looks like the theme of the music video is pink. You know, she's in a pink Range Rover, I believe. She got a pink outfit on. The lights are pink. She also got a pink backdrop. Okay? So is this a chess move for Ice Spice? Is she paying homage to Nicki Minaj? Or maybe she just liked the color pink? I think she's trying to get the Barb's attention. She playing chess again, like I said before. She wants the Barbs to tune in. Okay? So, you know, everybody knows that Nicki Minaj's color is pink. And maybe this is her way of paying homage. There also could be an alternative meaning to the music video, but we'll see when it comes out. But to me, it does seem as though Ice Spice is playing chess, in my opinion. Okay? Now, next is Kung Fu Kenny's Not Like Us breaks the record for the most singles in a day for a solo rap song, 11.85 mil. He surpasses Champagne Thickums' old record with Champagne Portrait. Okay? I don't even think I've ever listened to that song. But Kung Fu Kenny is in his bag. You know, if I was Champagne Thickums, I would just publicly apologize to Kung Fu Kenny. And maybe he will take some of the diss records down, like J. Cole did. You know, I don't think he should take Not Like Us down, though. But maybe he should take down Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams was disrespectful and is doing very well on Apple Music. So maybe he should take down Meet the Grams, but everything else got to stay up. Okay? But with that being said, now it also has been reported by TMZ that Champagne Thickums and Kung Fu Kenny's rumor about Universal Music Group mediating a meeting between Champagne Thickums and Kung Fu Kenny to squash the beef is false. TMZ reported that close sources to Universal allegedly said that they are not going to interfere in the rap beef. Probably because they're making money off of it. Why would they interfere? Champagne Thickums and his botched BBL, his diss records are doing well on the charts, and Kung Fu Kenny's diss records are doing even better. Okay, it's only Kung Fu Kenny is charting higher, but Champagne Thickums is doing pretty well on the charts. So, Universal is profiting off of this. Why would they stop the beef or interfere when they're profiting off of it? And then you already know that Kung Fu Kenny and Champagne Thickums are going to continue to take disses at each other. This ain't fully the end. It might just be the end of them dropping names, like they did before. But they're definitely going to continue to diss each other. Now, Future is being called out for allegedly sabotaging Megan Thee Stallion. So it has been reported that Future is dropping a mixtape May 10th. Probably don't care to listen to that. So, I'm not really interested in a Future mixtape. No shade. If it was Future and Kung Fu Kenny or Future and Champagne Thickums, maybe I would be interested. But didn't you just put out a joint album with Metro? I mean, goodness gracious, you can definitely tell when these artists are in some sort of 360 deal. Because how do you just drop a joint album? You just dropped 2 joint albums and still put out more music. That don't make no sense. But anyway, fans are calling Future out, saying he charged Megan $250,000 for the Pressurelicious song, which was a flop. And now he's dropping the same time she's dropping her new single, which is tomorrow. Let me know in the comments if you guys feel like this is sabotage. I don't really feel like it's sabotage because at the end of the day, no shade of Megan Thee Stallion. You're not the chart obsessed racist. You're not Queen Bee. Nobody is going to push back the release for a Megan Thee Stallion single. Let's be very clear. Okay? But I do feel like certain rappers release too much music. Future is one of those rappers. He don't need to be releasing a mixtape when you just put out an album. Okay? You just put out 2 joint albums with Metro, and I just don't see the point of you putting out another album or mixtape unless you're in a 360 deal, and that contract tells you got to drop 4 albums or 2 albums and a mixtape within 1 year. That's what it's given. It's given Futures in a 360 deal. No shade. But anyway, I got some hot tea on Patreon, especially on The Weeknd and Champagne Thickums. Link in description. And have a great day.